That felt weird as I was doing it, but we're gonna keep it pushing. Hi, welcome back to Wait, It's a Podcast with your host, me, Kayla. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I'm back by popular demand. We're doing kind of double duty this week. I'm filming 2 episodes at one time because I'm kind of a busy bee this week, but I want to make sure I get this podcast out because I'm dedicated. And this is episode, let me see, 9. I've done 9 episodes. Can we get snaps for 9 episodes? I really didn't think I could do it. If I could be so transparent for only 1 minute, I really didn't think I could do it, and I'm doing it. So shout out me, shout out my viewer. I don't know if we're quite at viewers yet, but we sure have at least one viewer. So thank you for watching. Yeah, pulse check. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm pretty well rested. I've been trying to figure out when to run. As you know, I'm in my marathon era, and I am really going to train toward a marathon, or at least a half. um, and so I've been really trying to get myself to run. And last week I did really well by going like almost every day. So I got to figure out when I'm going. But I also have to figure out when I'm going to take class, because now that I'm working full time and I have such weird hours, when I take class is so weird now, and it's so off. And a lot of the classes I want to take, I'm usually at work when they're going on. So I'm in this weird phase of my life where I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to continue to train effectively while also balancing like running, but also doing extracurricular things like finding hobbies. I'm in an era where I need more hobbies, where I have a lot of hobbies, but I need hobbies that I'm engaging in with other people, more community filled events and hobbies. And New York is the best place for that. There's so many things that go on, but I need to find them. I feel like maybe these things exist, and if so, someone tell me. But I am struggling to find things because I half the week I work like 9 to 5, but the other half it's usually like evenings. So I need to find like community filled events, hobbies, activities I can do with people that happen like in the mornings. And no one does that because everyone works like more normal hours or more traditional hours, which is fine, make your money, I guess, but that means no one can hang out with me. And so I just wish I had stuff to do like in the morning, because when I had my live with Kelly and Michael saga, that's not the name of the show, nor did I pronounce saga correctly. When I went to the live with Kelly and Mark, when I had that whole saga, that was literally in the morning, and my friend could go with me in the morning. That was so fun. But I'm like, a lot of people really can't like go on random excursions with me in the middle of the day. So yeah, I need to find a group or that goes and does activities like that, like kind of in the morning, or like a running group that does like early morning runs. I think there's a good amount of those in the city, but finding one that fits me and my personality and how I am and beginner runners is, hopefully I can find that, because I think I just need more. I need to feel like I'm being more social, which is so interesting because I think as I've aged, I've gotten so much more extroverted than I was. Like 12-year-old Kayla would be jaw to the floor witnessing 24-year-old Kayla, because I used to be like spend at least 8 hours in my room. Like if I was home on a Saturday, didn't have anything going on, 8 hours in my room. My parents might see me that evening, but it just might be Sunday, the first time that they see me on a weekend. Like I used to isolate myself so much. And maybe that was also part of just the hormonal being a teenager. And I was, going through depression, all those things, experiencing a lot of emotions. A lot of, bad at that time in a very debilitating way. So maybe it was that, but also I think that's just how I am, because my dad's pretty introverted, and I think I get that from him. I'm naturally pretty introverted, but I was like an extreme introvert, and since I think college really cracked me open. What the hell? That's what I was about to say. Really cracked me open. All right. Really opened me up. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I became more extroverted in college, probably because I was sharing a room with someone. So like naturally, it's hard to isolate yourself completely, right? But I think that helped. So I became a bit more extrovert. So now I think I describe myself, if someone asks me, as like a sociable introvert, or like an ambivert. Is that what they're called? When you're kind of a little bit of both. Because people definitely drain me. Being with people drains me, and being by myself is what charges that battery back up. But even though being with people can drain me, it's such a fun time. It's litty titty. I love it. I have such a good time. So it's not a bad thing. I just get exhausted. Um, so why are we on this topic of conversation again? Because I don't know. Why did I bring that up? Like, I don't know why I brought that up. Why was I talking about why I'm an introvert? Oh, because yeah, I need to find more activities to do in the city. I think it'd just be good for me. I also understand this about myself, that if someone outside of me was looking at my life, I think then they would say, Kayla, you're very social. You're very social. Make time to see people often, to do things, to go outside of your comfort zone. But I am a person that I love being busy. I love having a lot of things to do. I don't like having a moment to do nothing, because then you have to be with your own thoughts, and that sounds horrific. No, I'm kidding. No, but I don't know. Since I was a kid, I just liked having a lot of things to do. So I think that's also the part of it. I like being busy, but in New York, I think busy does look different because you have to give time to travel. So maybe that's also part of it. Like, I am used to going from there to there to there to there and doing like 8 things in a day with my car. How I miss Lashonda, but that's just not possible here on the train. Like, I cannot do eight different things in a day and make it to every single thing on time. I struggle to make it to things on time just with no issue, like with no train issues, nothing's going on. It's just my own efforts fail in getting places on time. It's gotten better, don't worry. But you put on top of that a train's messed up. Oh, like, see you next Tuesday. There's no way I'm completing all the things that I want to do. So I think also just travel is a part of it. But yeah, I just like being busy. So I don't like feeling in limbo, like I'm just kind of existing. But maybe that's good. Silence, don't isn't that what they say? Silence is when the most ideas and revelations come to you. So maybe that's a good thing. But yeah, but about me today, what are we talking about? Um, I wanted to talk about disconnecting from my phone, because I had this epiphany the other day, or not epiphany, this thought, because I was thinking about what my life was like before I downloaded TikTok, because I didn't download TikTok until like the pandemic. So I went like the first couple years of TikTok being popular without having it. Then I downloaded it during the pandemic and I got addicted. And it's still, even when I talk about how much disdain I have for that app, I'm on it every day, right? And I have seen its effects on me, because I am such a huge reader, and I've noticed since, especially in the last couple years since graduating college, actually, because I just have so much more free time, where I have to, if I want to read more and engage in like educational things, I have to actively pursue it, right? I don't have to be in school anymore. And I've noticed that I am reading so much less than I used to. I still read a lot. I love to read, but like not nearly as much as I used to. And I've seen the way that's affected even like my own writing. And yeah, it's affected a lot. And I've been trying to wean off of TikTok, and it's so hard. And it's crazy it's become an addiction, because I was like, what did I do before TikTok? And why can I not like imagine my life without it? That is so scary. Like, imagine my existence without it, because I very much could exist. But I think because I can't remember it anymore, because I was like 19, it was a couple years ago, I struggle to let it go, because I'm like, oh, I don't know what my life would be if I didn't have it. And spoiler alert, my life would be better, probably, probably more fulfilling. I'd be way more present. That's the other thing. I struggle with being present so much. And I think it's definitely connected to my phone and being on social media all the time. I like it always, it feels like there's something I always need to do, or I need to be in contact with, and not focused on like where I am. Even with dinner, like being at dinners, at work, like there's so many times I just kind of naturally on instinct pick up my phone. I'm just on my phone, and like, why am I on my phone? I have work to do. Or I'm talking to someone. Why did I just pick up my phone? Like, it's ridiculous. And feel so ashamed about it, but shame doesn't get you anywhere if there's no action. So I also need to like do something. And there was this period of time in like 2023 where I deleted TikTok for like a week. And yeah, it was the best week of my life. Not even joking. It was the most productive week of my life. It was the most restful week of my life. So it's so weird because I know it would be better for me, but I just haven't done it. And I need to wean myself or quit TikTok cold turkey. Um, because yeah, it can be it can be funny. TikTok can be funny, it can be beautiful. You can see like beautiful videos of, I don't know, people in community with one another, giving to one another. You can see news on there, sure, from people actively in environments and things, and not just from CNN. So like that's great, but it's also a cesspool of negativity. Like so often people are so mean on there, and so mean across social media nowadays. And you'll see some stuff and read some stuff on social media sometimes, and you're like, no way people are that cruel and awful. And then I go out in the world, and people are so beautiful and so kind. But but I also have seen the way that social media has had real world effects on the way I think people engage with each other. Not only just like, yeah, we're always on our phone, but I mean, I don't know. I think there can kind of just be this immediate irritation or assumption of evil or malice with people nowadays in the way that we interact with each other. Or maybe that's my perceived reality, and that could be wrong, and that's fine. But it is my perceived reality. So I'm just, yeah, I'm like, maybe it's all the negativity that I'm just consuming, that it's making me see everything through this lens of negativity that I never did before. And I want to break out of that because I don't think that's who I am naturally, instinctually. Um, but yeah, it's I need to let it go. And every time I go on the app and I see something that pisses me off, I'm like, oh my God. And I get so irritated. And it's like, Kayla, just exit the app, man. Exit the app. Why are you still in the app? Like, and it's just it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It's vicious. It's vicious. But yeah, not even a but. I need to get off of there. And I feel like I talk to people and everyone's like that. So we all just need to take a breather, take a breath from TikTok and I never had a Twitter, but Twitter and all whatever social medias people use. It's so weird. I never go on Instagram anymore. I like never use it. Um, I probably should more like post dance stuff or whatever, but I just never use Instagram, and I never feel the need to, because all it is ads all of the time now. It's all, someone will come up and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I followed, like, I don't know, the prime minister of Canada. And it's like, oh, I don't. They're just suggested on my account. Like, it's just all the time. It's just suggested accounts. And I'm like, hey, where are the people I follow? Where's my mom, perhaps? Where are my best friends? Why am I not seeing their posts ever? It's always suggested stuff. And I get so irritated. Then I just exit the app. At least with TikTok, I don't get ads that often. Maybe if I start getting ads all the time, I'll get pissed off and exit the app. But that doesn't happen. So I'm still on it. So I am boiling water. I just remembered. Okay. Wait, stay here, everyone. I'm boiling water. I forgot. It's okay. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm back. I'm making pasta salad, if you wanted to know. The way I sit on couches, it's fascinating. Oh my gosh. The other thing I want to talk about, judgment. Not other people's judgment of me, but how I have grown. And I was just reflecting on how Kayla, in like her early years of college, when she was at her most insecure, um, was so judgmental of other people, even people I would call friends. And it's so interesting to look back on because it's so interesting to look back on because you look at yourself in moments where you were probably your most insecure, and you're like, oh my God, Kayla, you were just acting out of pure insecurity. Wildly so. Like someone needed to reel you back because you were insecure, babe. And it's so weird to, not weird, but interesting to look back on because it's so clear and so evident that's what I was experiencing, was jealousy or insecurity, um, that I just wasn't working through or didn't know how to work through, which is fine. That's being a young person. I'm still young, but being a younger person. But it's just kind of crazy because I think younger Kayla was so judgmental and so insecure and unsure of herself that she would have totally made fun of 24-year-old Kayla doing this podcast. Like if I was friends with myself 5 years ago, I would not have told myself I was doing this because I would have been like, Kayla's gonna go to her friends and make fun of me and just be crappy. And it's crazy because this is something that's so fun to me and has nothing to do with anyone else, but I wouldn't even consider entertaining the idea of doing something like this, even though, like, again, like 5 people are listening to this maybe every time I post. But I would have been like, that's 5 people perceiving me. And it's also lame because I'm not confident really at the core. So that's why I'm judging myself and others that would even think to do this. And it's a lot of the times I feel like the people I was most judgmental of were, like always, it's things that you want. And I was thinking about how easygoing some people are and how those were usually the people I was most jealous of, people that just kind of move through life like this, like vibing. And now it's an attribute to people in my life that hold these characteristics, these attributes that I most admire, but can openly tell them that and appreciate that the most in them. But I think at the time, wasn't as kind about it. But it's also made me think now about myself and how I have become much more easygoing. Look what happens when you just have a little bit more confidence. I've become much more easygoing as I've gotten older, and I think things have I brushed things off much more easily than younger Kayla did. Like when I was younger, something embarrassing would happen. Embarrassing because it's all perceptive, but something embarrassing would happen, and I would fixate on it for perhaps years. Like it would be so long where I would just be like, "Oh my god!" Like they're making fun of me. They're like, they're probably thinking about it. Not only me, but they are, and it's crazy. And I have to go live in a shack, and I can't show my face again. Like it would just stick with me forever. And now I can probably remember moments, even in the last month, that I've felt embarrassed. But when I tell you, after like 2 hours, I'm kind of over it, and it's crazy because I used to fixate on it, like it would cause me such extreme anxiety, and now and I think also part of it, I've done so many scary things that's scary for me that you just become a bit tougher and you can take more hits and be okay. I think that's also why rejection and exposure therapy is so important. And I want to do that more, like be in environments where I'm rejected, and which is a lot, honestly, of the industry I'm working in or want to work in. Just being rejected. And I think back to my last episode, I talked about my piece and how like everything did not go as planned, and I didn't think it was like my best work, but how I think that's okay because feeling that rejection or feeling like I wouldn't say failed, but your work didn't live up to your goal of what you wanted it to be was also amazing for me because it's very freeing, because what happened, it's like the whole thing of like, what happens if the worst thing you thought could happen happens? And it's like, okay, that does happen, and maybe I'm embarrassed, maybe I'm sad, maybe I'm disappointed, angry, any of those things, but also I'm still existing. Sometimes like the idea of something not working out or failing or being rejected can feel like the world is going to end and I'm going to explode, like I'm not going to survive that. And sometimes the biggest part of that or the success of that is just realizing, oh, I am still a human being and I am still breathing, and I can just go and do that again. I can go try again, maybe be successful or find more success this time, which also begs the question, what is success? Because even that, the fact that I presented that work and it didn't go as planned, but I still did it and it came together and I felt okay in the end, even in my disappointment, is success, right? I would argue in its own way. So yeah, I've been trying to lean into being more easygoing more chill, a cool girl, perhaps. My own definition, at least. I'm still like, Virgo type A in some ways, but other ways better. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just like, I feel like whenever I'm trying to figure out a hard transition, I'm like, but anyway, otherwise, these transitions will smooth out once, I don't know, I get like a real microphone or something. But for now, this is what you get. This is what you get, and you don't throw a fit. This is what we get. And here we are. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of the pod. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go get my pasta because it's been in boiling water for 20 minutes. But you guys are the best. Thank you for listening. This is so much fun. And I've been having moments of like insecurity that I'm making this because I have this imagined fear, or maybe it's a real fear, it could be happening, but it's none of my business, of people that I know finding this and making fun of me. And that could be a very real thing happening, or it could all be made up and imagined in my mind. But either way, I'm proud of myself for doing this because this is so outside of my comfort zone. And like I said before, a version of Kayla 5 years ago would have found this to be the cringiest, most embarrassing thing ever, and would not even have the courage to do something like this. So when I talk about things like exposure therapy, it's so relative and so personal. So like to other people, it's like going out and singing in front of 5,000 people. I don't know. But for me, it's this. And it seems small, but it's a big thing. So I'm proud I'm doing it. I'm so proud to be on episode 9. And this is really fun. It's the highlight of my week every week. I have so much fun getting on here, and it's therapeutic to talk things out and to discuss things that are exciting to me, maddening to me, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm happy with this and excited to see where it goes. But thank you all for listening today. To talk about the elephant in the room, we're using my honey from Trader Joe's, my Trader Joe's honey for a microphone, because naturally I would do that. But yeah, thanks you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.